severity and whether that can sometimes mess with equipment being the trial being televised that can possibly interrupt that.
If the camera don't come back on, I mean, we gotta televise this. They gotta see this face. They have to. Hey everybody, it's your girl J9 Eve. And apparently there was a storm, a brewing, like an actual storm. And during this day, like, I guess they had like power issues and, they're like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. And so the judge is suggesting that they, finish up with this last witness that was going on before the power went out. And then just break for the day so everybody can go check on their houses and stuff. The houses could be destroyed, the power could be out, just so they can go and handle their business, okay? Their business, BIZNESS. Daryl. So that's her suggestion. She gives her suggestion and then she asks the state, what they think they should do. And then she's going to ask Daryl. Now, I picked this because of what Daryl said. So now I stopped him like soon as he started talking because I knew. I know my Daryl. I already knew what he was going to say. Remember, opposite day. It's going to be opposite day. And you know who he hates? So whatever he says is going to be what? The opposite of whatever that person says. So Daryl, what's going on today? What's happening?
Given the gravity of this case and the weather system that went through, I want to make sure people are giving their full attention. And I would like to then break for the day and then resume tomorrow morning. So that's my plan, as is my practice, though I will give the parties an opportunity to indicate whether they think differently, but that's what I'd like to do. From the state?
I understand, and I certainly respect the court's concern for the jurors and their property and their families.
It's not just the jurors. Let me just say, obviously there's a lot of folks that are here attending. Just what I was following in terms of the weather, it's pretty widespread. There were things that happened more south of here. There were things that happened north and west of here. There's people from all over, and I just think it would be wise to let everyone break for the day and then, check on their things and make sure that there are things that they don't need to attend to as the case may be. So go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sure. No, and I understand that, Judge. I don't have an argument with that. I just, we obviously have a full slate of witnesses here to go this afternoon. Some have traveled from like the Cudahy area or, some distance, not unavoidable, but.
Opera said, look, delay my ass. We need to get this shit over with. I need for this thing to be underneath the prison. Pronto. Okay.
My only other suggestion would be to maybe, take an extended break and let people make calls or even go home and check and come back at 3:00 or something. If that's a possibility, we could still work for a couple hours yet this afternoon, but whatever the court thinks is best, we certainly will be prepared either way.
I certainly would be open to maybe an extended break so that I and others could do exactly what you just say. But I'll hear from you, Sarah, if you have any position on that.
Yeah,
here we go.
Position on that.
Daryl, what's your position?
I agree with your first assessment, Your Honor. Mainly because
yeah, he agrees with her. You know why? Because it goes against what Opera said. He will say anything the opposite of Opera. He's like, oh, I get a chance to do something? Oh, I would like to ruin your plans. That's her plan? Yeah. Let's ruin that. Because as long as Daryl got air in his lungs, he's gonna fuck up some shit. Okay? This is what he gonna do.
with severity and weather that can sometimes mess with equipment being the trial being televised that can possibly interrupt that. And you never.
This is so funny. Like everybody else is talking about their houses, their property, their families and shit. Daryl is up in here talking about, well, the camera. What if the camera don't come back on? I mean, we gotta televise this. People gotta see me. They gotta see this face. They have to. His priorities are very small. It's like the camera and the cell. Like that's it. There's my camera. Look, cheese on my cell. Ugh. Those are Daryl priorities.
Never know. Some people that may be key to this matter may not be able to come back after an extended break. I mean, there's no way to tell at this point. I do believe it would, on the air, just for cautionary reasons, would be wise to kind of break for the day and then reset.
Oh, never mind. I'm tripping. This isn't just out of spite of Opera. No, this is stalling. This is all part of his 1,000 years in court plan. I'm going to be in court for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. And then I will say, time served. Well, I mean, we've been in this court for 1,000 years. It's not my fault, but I've done 1,000 years. I've been, I mean, I spent it at the county jail, but whose fault is that, Your Honor? Yours, not mine. Daryl, look at Daryl. He's so considerate, ain't he? He's like, I think that we should consider, the people. I mean, we don't know what's going to go on with them. I mean, I think we should err on the side of safety. Oh, do you, Daryl? Do you, Daryl? Really, Daryl? You want to err on the side of safety now? Oh, how different. This is very different. Okay. Maybe Daryl has changed. Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow morning or whenever the court feels it's best.
Yeah, like, next week or next month or in 1,000 years, whatever.
I may need to do some checking of my own with some close relatives.
Daryl, now, first of all, I gotta check on my people. I have to make sure that my stuff is straight too. This storm was a lot. I mean, stuff was blowing around. I need to check my cell. My papers could be everywhere. Ain't no wind in your cell, Daryl. I highly doubt that you have a window seat. Okay? Ain't no window in there. It's just walls and that ceiling that you love so much. Oh my God. You either love it or you're jealous of it. One or the other.
Relatives of my own.
Oh.
And so I would want to.
Like who? Your nephew? I'm like, oh, nephew, are you still alive? Shit. Oh, I thought the storm was going to finish the job I started. Okay. All right, Daryl. All right. Sell your story. Sell your story, baby. Sell it.
Put that on record as well.
Thank you.
You're like, I wasn't done. I want to talk some more.
I presume no objection from anyone to at least finishing up with Mr. Knapp. It appeared to me we were close to being done, including whether he's fine with that as well. And he's shaking his head, yes.
State really quick for the record, Your Honor.
Subject matter
I'm
jurisdiction.
still, I guess I would say, waiting to obtain a filing that I addressed before we went on record.
I don't know what that means, sir, but I need to bring the jurors out. I need to finish with the cross-examination portion of Mr. Knapp's testimony.
It's so weird. It's like sometimes he talks so low, like, you're right. What it is, this is him playing nice. He is, I ain't gonna call him a master manipulator because he ain't good enough for that. But he thinks he's a master manipulator. I'll say that. Like he believes that he has magical powers to influence people. But really, he's just been like in the company of weak-minded people, like weaker-minded people than himself, his whole life, and that's why he thinks that. The only thing he thinks that it works in here. He thinks that if the jury knew what jury nullification was, that they would nullify his ass. No, Daryl. No, they would wave it in your face and be like, "Oh, thanks for letting us know about this. We'll use it one day. Now get your ass underneath the prison." And he don't. I was gonna say, and he know that's what's gonna happen, but no, he don't. He really does think that if they knew that they would just, what are they mandatory? Would just use it on him. I don't know why he thinks that would work on him.
And then in all likelihood we'll just break for the day. I'll make so I understand wanting to maybe come back at a little bit later, but I think it's just best to break for the day. I will entertain though over the next 2 days whether we go a little bit extended to make up for the loss of the afternoon. I'm well aware we have the interpreter here as well, and so I'll have to have the clerk's office communicate with her when we're not on the record as to when she can come back and when we can get that witness back or here.
He's here and ready to go, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, just for the record, just real quick, there is a jury instruction as a preliminary instruction for use with interpreters. I wasn't sure if the court was aware of that.
I am aware of that.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll have to get that ready. Probably needs a little bit of tweaking, so thank you. I'm aware of it. Give me the number though, so I don't have to search for it.
60.
60. Okay, thank you.
I was gonna ask the same thing. You just said 60, so.
All right, jury instruction 60, and I'll work on that when we're down this afternoon.
Oh my God.
All right, let's bring the jurors out. And then
Daryl is in extreme kiss-up mode today, you guys. Like extreme kiss-up mode. I wonder why. Are we coming close to? No, this is like trial day 5. He still had plenty. He was so weird. He was so weird. Like it was like some days he was constipated, some days he wasn't, and this is what was determining what version of Daryl we get for the day. Let's see who this particular witness was.
Making or being interviewed by law enforcement in the days following the incident.
I was.
Do you recall what date that was?
I believe it would have been the 23rd. My daughter was released from the hospital after a stay overnight, which would have been the 22nd, and I believe it was the 23rd. I could be mistaken on that.
Do you recall if that was just to make arrangements for the interview at that time?
The recollection
I promise you, the only thing that these witnesses is thinking when he's cross-examining them is about the Sixth Amendment. Pew pew. That's like all they think of. But they're doing such a good job of like, maintaining their, just, answering it like they're answering any old random person, not the person who, like in his case, ran over his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh.
I have was actually being questioned about the incident.
You don't recall making arrangements to be interviewed and then approximately 4 or 5 days after that actually being interviewed?
Again, I don't recall the exact date. In my mind, it was the day after we got home from the hospital. And yes, arrangements were made to meet.
But well, let me see. They came like after I had went to the hospital with my daughter that you ran over. Let's see what happened on that day. Was that a Tuesday? That day you ran over my daughter? I'm just saying. Let's see. There was 4 tires. You, my daughter, a hospital. Maybe it was Wednesday. Oh, you are horrible. I wish they could have got him out of that car, dragged him out on the street, and just, whew, that'd have been nice, honey.
With a detective.
Do you recall being interviewed on November 29th of 2021?
Again, I don't recall the exact date.
Like, dude, I don't know the dates. Move on. Come on. That's your stupid ass question, Daryl.
You made reference to Clinton Street being a cross street that was close by. Would that be fair to say?
That is correct.
Do you recall if Clinton Street had any barricades?
I do not recall.
Did you go down Clinton Street at that moment?
Yes, I did, as stated.
Did you recall any law enforcement being present at the Clinton Street? I'm sorry, the Clinton Street.
Can somebody tell me what exactly Daryl's defense was? Were we ever clear on that? Like, what was Daryl's defense? Like, what was his thing? It was a little bit, it's like salt and pepper, you know. It was like, did you see who was driving the vehicle? Which implies him trying to basically say maybe it wasn't him, right? But then he says, did you hear the horn honk? Why do you think people honk horns? Like, yes, it was him, but he honked the horn, ergo, he didn't mean to run over all the children, right? So what was his defense? Like, what's the point of asking all these people these questions? You're trying to prove what? That you were the person, or you weren't the person, or you were the person, but it was an accident? Like, what was your defense? I don't think he even settled on a defense. That in itself sounds like insanity. I think he was just hoping something. He was just throwing shit at the wall, you know, like something's gonna stick. You know? Like a monkey in the zoo, just tossing his feces at the wall. Something's gonna stick. I'm just gonna keep throwing shit and see what sticks. I think that was his plan all along. That was the plan. Got it.
Side crossing, I guess.
Yes, there was a law enforcement officer on the south side of the street, and as I mentioned before, he helped save a lot of lives by pushing our children back.
Appreciate the extra commentary.
Oh, you like the commentary, do you, Daryl? I got some commentary for you.
That I'm referring to.
Right. So after the vehicle struck my daughter and then passed that location, I ran to my daughter as stated, and I did not see, other than the vehicle swerve back towards Main Street, the vehicle strike another human being.
So you did not see it, just for clarification, because that was a lot of commentary. For clarification, for the record, you did not see.
That was a lot of commentary, was it, Daryl? Was it a lot of commentary? Because he pointed out that you ran over his daughter, then you went and struck some other daughters. Like, oh, well, so wait, so you saw the car? No, I mean, you're saying an awful lot of stuff that I didn't ask. Like, I mean, I sort of kind of asked, but, you know, just, can you stop telling people what I did? Thank you.
Did strike anyone else once it was past that location where you and your family were?
That is correct.
Oh my God, what is your defense, Daryl? I'm stupid. Yeah. Okay, you've proven your defense.
Questions.
Any redirect. All right, thank you. Sorry, you may step
Now,
down.
what was the point of that? So, once I ran over your daughter, did you see me run over anyone else's daughter? Oh, you did? Oh, well, how about after that? Did you see me run over anybody else? No? Oh, you didn't? See? Told you. I didn't do it. I was on Mars. I told y'all that. I was on Mars and I can prove it. So Daryl is back to Darylin and hating and Darylin again. Per usual. Oh my God. Ugh. What are we gonna do with you, Daryl? Oh, never mind. We did it already. I forgot. We did it already. Under the prison, he is under the prison. We won't have to see his face. Never, never again. That flap that he calls a lip. Oh my God, I almost said something so crazy. Oh my God, I will not be saying that. Give you a hint though. There was an inmate involved and a sack. Do with that what you will. Okay. Y'all know how it works around here. Y'all behave, because I'm not going to do it. No. Okay. Mama love you.